all in it together, and we have to focus on how we work together. We have to focus on do we just occupy time, or do we make good use of it? And so those are the things that I am working to bring as the Sheriff's Department. I'll tell you something. Look, there's a lot of people that are excited that I am the sheriff, and that's the easy crowd. There's a lot of people that are not. That is my opportunity, is to convince them and to demonstrate to them that I deserve their support the next time around. And that's how I'll spend it, each and every day. And so again, I want to thank you for inviting me, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And but I'll close by saying this, that the world is a small place at the end of the day. It's an extremely small world. And I will tell you that part of what I have spent a lot of my time doing is working to understand the rest of the world. For the most part, I know my side of the world fairly well. But I think it's important for us to get to know the rest of the world better, so that the rest of the world can understand us better. So with that, if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Good to see you.
I have a question. This fellow that you mentioned, Jose Campos, he was the guy that was handcuffed by
Correct.
2 policemen and thrown in the bayou.
That's right.
And that was, what year was that?
That was in the late 70s. That's around 78.
I remember that incident, and it's something that I've never forgotten. And it detracts from the respect for the department, because, I mean, that's just out and out, about the worst thing that anyone could do to foster, hatred.
That's right.
So how are you instilling a sense of, removing that feeling about immigrants and Hispanic people or black people?
Well, this is a good question. And I would, first of all, Diosito was very good to me in preparing me for a lot of these opportunities. I mean, the good Lord really put a lot of good training opportunities in front of me for a lot of what I'm responsible for. First of all, when I was a kid and I was attending a predominantly Hispanic school, Houston started going through the racial integration program. And I got transferred from a predominantly Hispanic school to a predominantly African American school. I'll never forget that my teachers at my first school were saying, "Adrian, don't worry, they're really good people over there." And so then I get to my second school, which is a predominantly African American school, and then a couple of years later, I get selected to be a part of another HISD experiment called the First Magnet School. And so I get transferred to River Oaks Elementary. And I'll never forget my teachers at my African American school telling me, "Adrian, don't worry, they're really nice people over there." So I have grown up with an attitude, and I have really thought hard about this, that I never have remembered my father distinguishing people by color. I cannot remember that of him. And so with my daughter, I have tried very hard that she should not understand differences. And so when we look to seek out people, it's the gentleman with the black jacket. It's the lady with the green blouse. It's not the black guy or the Hispanic lady. We really need to make sure that we do a good job about elevating the way we look at society. And so this is part of my opportunity as a sheriff, is to communicate to my deputies that, yes, every day you fight crime. Yes, you are sometimes dealing with some of the toughest people in a community. Yes, some of these people want to hurt you. Yes, some of these people have hurt someone else. Yes, some of these people have chosen a career of crime. Yes, some of these people may be involved in a gang. Okay? However, because I believe that we are the greatest law enforcement organization in this county, in this state, and in this country, if not in this world, not only will we do that tough job of enforcing the laws, but we will do just as good of a job, if not better, of defending the Bill of Rights. I mean, we got to remind ourselves that we cannot become that we fight. And so every day I try to spend my time convincing my deputies that you cannot be a good law enforcer if you are not a good law defender. And I think that's something that in law enforcement we haven't done a good enough job of reminding our first line practitioners. And so, so that experience with Jose Campos Torres, I think, allows us to know that we let our officers forget that their job, Jose Campos Torres was arrested that night for something he did wrong. I forget what the initial arrest was. But the officers allowed themselves to cross the line. They forgot that their job was to deliver that person to the jail safely, securely, and let the rest of the criminal justice system handle the rest of it. Instead, they decided to become the enforcers, the executioners, and the judges, and that's not the way our system of criminal justice works here.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
Adrian, how are you?
Good to see you.
Listen, I wanted to compliment you. I've seen in the paper about a couple months ago you met with the Shia community and presented an open policy to the Sheriff's Department. Is that going to be your continued program?
Yes.
There's
Yes.
126 different nationalities in Harris County,
Yep.
as you well as I
Yep.
You and I both know that there is a problem with the image that Tommy Thompson administration had with the Sheriff's Department. Again, I compliment you on doing this, but is this going to be a continued program?
It is, and I'll tell you why, Joe. That look, I'm there to serve all of Harris County. Okay, and I got to remind my deputies that we're there to serve all of Harris County. And just because someone may look different doesn't mean they're not a taxpayer. Okay, and just because they may look different doesn't mean that they're not a citizen. So my approach will be of